Hey everyone, welcome to Custom Made Everything. I'm Tim, and on this episode, I'm going to give you a rundown on how I made this stick. Now, the same as when I designed the pad and the blocker decals, I need a reference photo for the stick. So here's Bennington's stick that he used in the 2019 playoffs, and it's a little fuzzy, so I went online and found something that I thought was a little more clear. I grabbed my pen tool, and the same as on the pads, I traced all the shapes and came up with this design. Here I have a nice two-dimensional picture of a stick that I need to make wrap around a three-dimensional object. So I grabbed my micrometer and I started taking some measurements, and I'll transfer these measurements onto my canvas with guides. So I placed my vertical guides to give me the width of the face of the stick, and I placed a few more guides to give me the width of the narrow portion of the stick. Now, everywhere a color intersects that vertical guide, I insert a horizontal guide. And then with my snap to grid and smart guides on, I'm able to use my node tool and extend these images out, keeping sharp lines and ensuring that they're in line with each other so that when it wraps around the stick, they will meet up at the right spot. I'll just extend the blue. I'll make this one little correction, and now we've got 3 of the 4 sides done. We got the back face to complete, so I'll just stretch out these colored lines. And once I copy and paste these logos for the back side, we'll have the top shaft of this stick done, and we'll move on to the paddle. The paddle's the same process. I need to take my measurements and I'll transfer those to guides on the paddle. When we get onto the canvas, you will see that I've already transferred all of those measurements to guides, and boy, are there a lot of guides to put onto this. But all of that worked out great because now that I copy and paste and flip my image, everything lines up perfectly. And now I've got a paddle graphic that once I add the shaft graphic to it, I'm ready to test print and size it and move on to the next step. So I did all my test printing and my sizing off camera, and now this is printed onto a decal and ready to be applied. This is probably the 3rd decal I've attempted. This was not an easy graphic to put on. So priority here, lining up the CCM Premier so that it's properly laid out on the shaft. And we'll just slide the backing paper off, and this time it sucked on perfectly. Next, we're going to move on to the paddle graphic. Same principle applies. We're going to line up our CCM logo. Once it's where we want it, we'll slide that backing paper off, and we'll hope that the decal wraps around and adheres to the stick properly. We have a success. Let's check out the finished product. Well, there you go. Now you're familiar with all the hard work that I have put in to create this stick. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You do not want to miss the final reveal of this Jordan Bennington figure. And as always, thanks for watching.